Hello and welcome to How to Build and Scale Your Six-Figure Non-Clinical Industry Career with the Doctors in Industry Fellowship. So you're definitely in the right place if you're a doctor or a medical student and you're saying no to wasted time and effort on your job applications or businesses that don't sell, unnecessarily qualifications, or feeling undervalued and underpaid, right? So you are definitely in the right place if you're saying all of that. So I am Abena Bubbers-Jones. I am a consultant occupational health physician and the founder of Medic Footprints, which is the go-to platform for doctors experiencing high-value industry careers. So with 11 years of deep expertise in alternative careers for doctors, I've chaired, mentored, and led the Doctors in Industry Fellowship. So with my own industry career as a clinician and serial entrepreneur, I've worked with partnered with hundreds of companies from startups to global corporates. And alongside this, I've mentored and inspired hundreds of thousands of doctors worldwide, helping them navigate transition and thrive in high-value industry roles. So this Doctors in Industry program, it's a transformational program, and it helps thousands of doctors transition into high-paying, impactful careers. And with this program, we guarantee you that with the right strategy, you can secure your first industry role within 12 months if you are new to industry. So that's no guesswork, no extra qualifications needed. And this is part of our larger mission. So this year, to help over 100,000 doctors build industry careers that they truly value and love. But the overall mission that we have for Medic Footprints is to connect 1 million doctors with the best and diverse careers to ensure that doctors are happy, healthy, and free to tackle the world's greatest issues at scale. So congratulations by watching this. You are one of them. So let's go and make this happen. So in this session, I'm going to share with you how you can create a sustainable career with flexibility, financial stability, full autonomy and control, whilst making an impact at scale with your true passions in life. And that's using our Doctors in Industry Fellowship as a resource for you to leverage. So I'm not going to only walk this through in detail with you. I'm going to tell you what the Doctors in Industry Fellowship is, what it involves, how it's worked for other doctors like you, either as an employed or a self-employed or a business owner. And that's if you're doing it part-time, full-time, sometime, or anytime. Just an example of one of our founding fellows of the program, Lee Humphreys, a bariatric surgeon in the NHS, had been applying for pharma roles for some time, for at least over a year before he came to join our fellowship. And he really struggled to get in any interviews. But within a few weeks of joining the fellowship, he secured an interview and something he'd yet to achieve, and he'd done it. He built his confidence over the following months and refined and really built up a personal brand that expanded beyond the traditional NHS clinical doctor. And so he really stood out as a true industry expert in his field. So with our support, with our guidance, with that personal brand, with the network, and with persistence and resilience, he landed 1 out of 2 jobs available globally in his niche, proving that the right positioning and strategy make all the difference. So Lee's success in his journey, it shows that talent alone, being a really great clinician, is not usually enough when you really want to stand out in competitive roles. But with the right approach, doors really do open fast. So before I go into telling you a bit more about the fellowship, let's just give you an overview of doctors and industry careers in general. So when doctors tend to move to industry, the key question they usually have, and they come to me, is like, what job can I do? What roles will I fit into? So again, that's like usually one of the 3 things: consulting, pharma, or health tech? Right, so my answer to that is stop trying to fit yourself into a box. Build your own. So whenever doctors move to industry, they just take the same approach they had in clinical, and then just basically do the same thing in industry, right? So they're looking for jobs that they can fit into rather than positioning themselves as high value experts that companies really desperately want and need. They always go for like the 15% of jobs that are actually available and advertised, and ignore the other 85% of jobs that are widely available, literally under their nose, but the ones that are never advertised, right? But they're there. And the result, doctors tend to end up in the same trap they faced in medicine: undervalued, underpaid, overlooked. And in industry, just like in clinical work, right? If you position yourself as replaceable, dispensable, you'll be treated exactly the same way. So, as I said, stop trying to fit yourself into a box if that's you. Doctors who thrive in industry don't just apply for jobs, they create the demand by understanding how to position themselves and market themselves and sell their expertise strategically. It's a strategy. And that's how they command the higher salaries, the better roles, and that real career freedom. So, what are the habits of top earning doctors, which are usually like the top 5%? So, like the highest earning doctors in industry, they don't just land roles, they position themselves as leaders in their field, in their interests, not needing loads of like highfalutin qualifications, right? So these kind of roles would be in like senior leadership in pharma, health tech, consulting, medical legal, executive leadership, entrepreneurship, business owners, you name it, roles where clinicians actually can influence and shape the future of not only healthcare, but a whole load of other things in the world. It doesn't have to be just healthcare. And what sets those people apart? They don't wait for opportunities, they create them. They don't leverage networks. They leverage networks, and they don't just rely on job boards. They invest in the personal development, so their personal development in themselves to move faster and stay ahead, avoiding just your average tick box qualification. And that includes an MBA, by the way. So this is exactly what the Doctors in Industry Fellowship focuses on, right? It helps doctors build careers where they are respected, well paid, and make a real impact. And it's not just about individual success, it's about solving a huge problem in society, right? I am here to solve a huge problem. This is why I'm doing this. Because too many healthcare decisions in this world are made by people who are not clinicians and don't understand healthcare, right? It's a huge problem, and the consequences are clear. We see that every day in our systems and the challenges that we see. And meanwhile, an untapped pool of talented doctors are being pushed to burnout, undervaluation, and frustration. So it's not just about success for yourself, it is about the bigger picture. It's bigger than you. It's about fixing a broken system by putting doctors where they should be, and that's at the decision-making table where they can have the greatest influence beyond what they can do on a one-to-one clinical basis. So, why aim for 6 figures plus, right? Well, it's not just about the money. But it is. Of course it is. It is about the money. We need money to live and pay our bills, right? Well, it's about the money, but as we know, we're not doctors. We wouldn't be doctors if we were just in it for the money. Like, why is it that you should be aiming for 6 figures plus, right? So doctors that move into industry often they undervalue themselves because they've been conditioned to accept lower pay for high expertise in clinical traditional medicine. But in non-clinical roles, 6 figures should be the baseline, not the ceiling. And that's important because as doctors, your skills are in high demand. Industry thrives on these kind of expertise, and companies really do pay well for doctors who can translate clinical knowledge into business impact. You're solving complex, high-value problems. You should be earning like at this level because you want time freedom, you want income freedom, you want to work smarter, not longer and harder. You want to build a sustainable, fulfilling career without burnout. And doctors who don't aim that high often get underpaid and overlooked and not even listened to, right? So this is not about greed and just wanting a lot of money. It's about fairness, financial security, and maximizing your inherent potential as a talented person. And that is what the foundation of the fellowship is about. And that is why we focus on doctors who are aiming for high six figures, high influence, high value. And why is it that like most doctors are, despite this, they don't actually go for this route? So there's lots of reasons, and to be really, really frank, I've made a load of mistakes, and I see these mistakes happening all the time, right? So doctors tend to go it alone, right? It's quite isolating in medicine as it is, and using the same strategy in industry, right? And without guidance, without mentorship, as doctors, we waste time, we make mistakes, and we miss out on high value roles. We also try to qualify our way into getting a job. So lots of qualifications, lots of letters and degrees, worked in clinical medicine, and then we think the same thing's going to work in industry. It doesn't. Positioning beats certification every time. As doctors, we tend to be financially illiterate. We don't learn how to negotiate, ask our value, price our expertise, or think about income beyond being given and handed a pay slip, right? We don't have a structure or roadmap that we're literally spoon-fed and handed as clinicians. Therefore, when we move to industry, we don't have a clear strategy. We just rely on like LinkedIn or Indeed for like posts and just apply for stuff as it comes up, trying to fit ourselves into a box. We don't tend to have like really great mentors who've been there, who've done it before, and most importantly, sharing and teaching. There's a lot of doctors who haven't moved to industry. They're busy in industry, doing the jobs that they went to do, right? How many of them have all the time? We settle for pay cuts quite easily. We think, right, to start again from scratch, I've just got to drop to low ball figures. Not necessary at all. We tend to waste time and delay things. Think about it, procrastinate, overanalyze, don't do it. Fear, scarcity, mindset, you make it. So failing to get the right kind of help and wasting time and thinking about it for years and years and years. And realistically, a lot of doctors do. I've seen doctors wait for 9-10 years, following me for that long, because that's how long I've been doing Medic Footprints, and waiting that time. And then, yeah, these are just the tip of the iceberg, right? And again, this is why we design the fellowship. This is why I designed the fellowship this way, because it gives doctors the structure, the mentorship, and the strategy needed to build high value careers without wasting so much time, years, trying to figure it out and doing it alone, which is not sustainable. So the transformation formula, right? So to break this cycle of being underpaid, undervalued, and frustrated, we've created a proven formula that works, because thinking alone won't create results. So doctors who take strategic guided action move faster and secure high value opportunities before the competition, right? Consistency. Success isn't built in a day. So doctors who show up regularly over time and take action and engage and implement, they get results and they keep going, because failure is a really big part of the learning process, and it's moving through those barriers that really get you the results you need and elevate. So the goal isn't just about landing a job, it's to position yourself consistently as a leader, commanding higher salaries, right? So this formula is really that separates from those who struggle and give up to those who really thrive and have sustainable, profitable, long-lasting careers without burnout. So let's start with action. So doctors, we feel stuck due to uncertainty, analysis, paralysis, or lack of clarity and direction. And without action, we know that nothing changes. So the fellowship supports this in several ways. So we have a proven roadmap which catapults doctors into high value industry careers at a faster rate. And for doctors who consistently engage in the program, very specifically consistently engage, we have a 100% success rate in 12 months for actually developing a high impact industry career, right? So for those, and this is specifically for doctors who were not in industry before they started the program. So the first step, or the first 2 steps of the roadmap, is about clarity and mindset, and this is what all doctors struggle with the most. So with a case study, one of our doctors, Maya, started as a health screening doctor, came to the program, had a strong desire to support mums through birth, but her vision felt was a bit too broad, because we can't, and this is one of the things we always introduce, it's about niching. So through our sessions, we uncovered her true passion, which is postpartum wellness, deeply rooted in her own journey as a mother. And by niching down, we helped her gain clarity. So that reduced her overwhelm. She's got a busy life with 2 young children. She positioned herself in a high value market, picked one main social media platform, not all of them, one that she could really focus on. Also helped her to decide to outsource her marketing, because that was not her strength. And we advise, do not do everything yourself. That's what we do as doctors. This needs to be sustainable. So do the things that you love and you're really great at doing and has the highest impact, and outsource the rest if you can. And so just within a few months, she secured one-to-one coaching clients. She entering talks with global companies to offer postpartum wellness support services to employees. So here's an example of how a clear strategy and niching down and the right mindset can result in game-changing results in really not much time. So let's talk about personal branding and high-value network, which is the second section of the roadmap, which is a really important part of this. So Oscar Ferguson, such a star. So when he actually joined the program, he was just about to launch his own business, his health content creator brand. He had the knowledge, he had the passion, he had the tech, but did he have a missing piece? In some ways, it was positioning and confidence, right? When you're starting on this journey, no matter how much you put yourself out there, it is scary. But we supported Doctor with the community. We focused on helping him to build his confidence and his network, which is key. But Oscar, he didn't just gain traction, he made a massive impact. So his content exploded, reaching over 100 million views on YouTube, and he elevated his authority in the industry. So this picture here was him doing a presentation at Google for a YouTube event. But it didn't stop there. So with his newfound clarity and confidence in building up his public speaking experiences, beyond YouTube, he became a paid speaker at major public sector events, right? So a lot of people think, oh, public sector don't get paid. We coached him, we supported him. He was invited to speak at a public sector conference, and apparently he was the only one that got paid, because he was the one that stated that his value and his worth. So from an aspiring creator to industry leader, this is the proof that the right strategy turns expertise into influence. And he is currently building a really exciting, innovative product that could drastically change the landscape for health content creators and securing funding. So commercial and non-clinical consulting. So this is also an essential part and the last part of the key roadmap. And especially non-clinical consulting. A lot of doctors think, right, I'm going to move to industry and get an employed job because that's the only thing I know, and that equals financial stability, right? And that is, again, a big mistake, because what I see and what is a lot of doctors go for that because they feel they're going to be financially stable. But in reality, if you have one job as your main source of income and that job goes, which does happen even in medicine, we see doctors becoming redundant, even in the industry sector. Anyone can be made redundant, especially in the startup world. You can lose your job, you'll be in between jobs, you might be stressed. So it's so important to have the skills to learn how to work for yourself. In consulting, right? All consulting is really giving out your expertise and finding someone or companies that will pay for it. And in this day and age, there is no excuse not to monetize your skills, because there's so many platforms and opportunities to do so. So Desaline, right, she is one of 5 sleep medical specialists in the country and has already achieved senior level success in her field. Yet she wanted to expand her expertise beyond institutional walls. and carve out a space and expertise in sleep health tech. So through positioning herself, and she really ran with this program. When she started Christmas Eve, she was on the platform and really reading through everything, but also most importantly, taking action, right? So she strengthened her network. She took action also by engaging in one of our challenges, and she started mentoring others like really quickly. And so the results of that, she uncovered high value opportunities in both the UK and the US, proving that the right positioning, the right network, and the right actions open doors faster than just being experienced alone, right? So she is a really great success story, and that was only in a few weeks. So in summary, when we talk about the action bit of our transformation formula, we help fellows to take big mindset shifts through our group mentoring sessions and everything that we do. We help them build confidence and adopt a growth mindset to achieve big, right? This is not about kind of going off into another corner. It's really about making a larger impact in the world so that the world can benefit. And that's using our proven roadmap. We celebrate quick wins, small wins through our challenges, our sprints, our competitions. They're all invitations, they're not mandates, by the way. We don't mark our fellows on their progress, they mark themselves. And so you're moving from stuck and uncertain to proactive and confident, right? And so let's move on to consistency, right? So consistency is key. Progress over perfection. As doctors, we're like perfectionists. It's all about getting it like 80 to 100% right. No, it literally is fail fast. It's an entrepreneurial mindset. So sporadic effort leads to burnout or failure, guaranteed, right? So consistency is key in small steps so it compounds over time. And we do this through accountability systems such as mentoring and cohort buddies and trackers, so to make sure that all our fellows stay on course. We have time management tools, so everyone's busy, everyone's full-time and everything else with family, jobs, hubbies, sickness, whatever it is. It's important to be able to balance life, everything that life throws at you, with your career and your progress to make sure it's sustainable. So we have coaching and mentoring calls nearly every week now. It's definitely gone up recently, because we're here to help doctors get results, as well as challenges to help gain momentum. And the challenges are so powerful. We even ran a free challenge for, we had over 1,000 doctors register for that recently. And oh my gosh, the fire, the outputs, the community, the charge, it was incredible what doctors got out of that. If not just a community, and that's something we've lost as doctors. We also have a platform, 24/7 access, online learning. If you have any small or big questions, there's always someone there for you. So Gordon's a GP. When he first joined us at the fellowship, he was interested in exploring a career in pharma, like a lot of doctors do. But then earlier on, having gone to some pharma conferences, he realised, this is not my passion. And through group coaching and mentoring, it was really about helping him to think outside of the box of the clinical and what's great about being a doctor, right? And so eventually he realised that actually music is one of his real big passions. And so literally within a week or so of that conversation, he came back and said, hey, I've decided to create a niche called music health tech. Did not exist before Gordon, right? And by committing fully and consistently, and he's amazing, to every single step of the program, he's always showing up, he was always following instructions and guidance, and he was just doing it, right? He was just doing it. And so as a result of that, he's a pioneer in a category of one, dominating his niche in music health tech with zero competition, by the way. He built his authority in music health tech and became a household name amongst his peers. He's landed, and that's like Dr. Peers, by the way. People literally mentioning him by name. He landed contract talks with several companies, including those with an international reach across the pond. And as I said, he showed up and he took action and he mentored and he took every piece of guidance and he made it his, right? So this consistent action proves that clarity, execution is the key to success. And, transformation didn't stop there. So, He told me that he used to be reserved and hesitant, but now he really is a confident, authentic public speaker, and admits it's something that he would have never done like a year or so ago. So consistency definitely wins. So the transformation achieved from this approach is from inconsistent efforts we see in so many doctors to steady focused progress, right? So even with busy work, life, family, and hobbies, consistency is key. Progress over perfection. And finally, the last bit is elevate. So we offer growth through mentorship and community, and this is something all doctors tend to lack in career change beyond clinical, particularly when moving to industry. In fact, we see that a lot of doctors take advice from people who aren't doing what they want to do. But basically, they spend most of their time with people who aren't doing what they want to do, which is a massive mistake. If that is you, if you are literally listening to people who are like doctors, for example, if you're in a hospital and you listen to doctors and taking advice of them and saying, no, you shouldn't really go and expand your career, like it's best to finish your training or finish something and stay here and then you'll be good enough, you'll be credible enough. You're not listening to the right people. Because this will massively slow your progress, and it totally welcomes inertia. And that's what we see in most doctors who know they want to change, they want to do something different, but they've got all of these pull factors saying, no, you don't need to leave because you'll become destitute. You're not going to make the money you want to make. You're going to be working harder, longer hours. You're going to, all of that kind of really false narratives, right? But from people who aren't doing it, or from hearsay. So careers transitions, right? They can feel really isolating. And success tends to happen faster with the right networks, mentorship and support. So this is Nicole. She's a consultant hematologist in Scotland, and she really wanted to elevate her own brand and expertise beyond her local trust so she could help more patients in sickle cell disease. So her goal was to bridge the gap between healthcare and tech companies working in this space, ensuring real-world impact for patients on a larger scale. So through one-to-one mentorship, through coaching, community and challenge, she learned how to position herself as the go-to sickle cell disease expert for industry. She learned how to gain recognition beyond her clinical work, securing opportunities that develop beyond her career status. And she was able to start engaging with companies that are working in this space. So by stepping outside of those institutional boundaries and into strategic industry conversations, she's not only expanding her influence, but ensuring that her patients benefit from the intersection of healthcare and technology, right? So that is an example of how mentorship and community accelerate a true impact. And Lauren was an obs and gynae registrar. And when she joined the fellowship, she had just was getting some opportunities in femtech advising as a medical advisor. And so like most doctors, she had the expertise, but, relatively speaking, new to the sector, started to undercharge, even though she knew her value was much greater than that as an integral part of the team and the product output. So through the fellowship, we focused on the importance of value, pricing and visibility, and helped her to understand how to position herself as a high value expert rather than just another doctor who only knows doctoring in a tech company. So with this shift in her mindset and strategy, she gained the confidence to literally double her prices, and companies, they accepted that, they valued her. And what was her turning point? Remember one of her first ever posts on LinkedIn. A lot of doctors, when they start this program, haven't used LinkedIn, new to LinkedIn, don't want to use LinkedIn. And then there's always a turning point when suddenly they're on it, right? And so with her very first post, it went viral, very authentic about her life, and it basically resulted in a flood of inquiries from femtech companies who were very eager to work with her. So this surge in demand reinforced her worth, proving that strategic visibility combined with the right pricing transformed her expertise into real industry impact. So going back to the formula, we elevate through one-to-one mentorship, thriving community, peer-to-peer learning and mastermind sessions, and Success does not happen overnight. This is why we don't do this as a day course, right? We've done day courses before. They work for like the day and people do remember them and it's nice. But like what we've realized, when people leave that environment and go back to like the old one, they just go back to their old ways. They go back to their old way of thinking, right? So consistent exposure over time helps to build confidence and inspires consistent, effective action, translating into sustainable and impactful results. So, who is the fellowship for? Well, let me start by telling you who it's not for. So, it's not for you if because like at the end of the day, it's not for everyone. So we're serious about creating high value careers, and we're serious about not just filling in jobs and fitting people into boxes. That's what we're moving away from. That's what does not work, and that's what a lot of doctors have had in their lives, right, going into medicine. So it's not for you if you're just after another job to get away from a shitty situation, or a quick fix, right? It's you if you're looking for someone to hand you a job without strategy, positioning, or effort. This is not the place. It's not the place for you. If you're not willing to change your mindset, so you believe more qualifications will do the trick, you can do it. But you know, these doctors, they also tend to accept a lower pay, and you'll struggle. It's not for you if you're not motivated to take action. So success is not about just thinking about it a lot and trying to perfect everything. It comes from taking consistent strategic action with support. It's not for you if you're not committed to investing in your future. Investing being a very key word. We talked about that earlier. High earners in industry know that mentorship, coaching, and strategic moves, they pay off, right? So if you see career growth as an expense rather than as an investment, this will not be the right fit. So it is for you. If you're all of these, you're ready. You are ready to go and step into those opportunities. You're coachable, you're open-minded, you're motivated to take action, and you want to mentor others. So we are building an ecosystem where it's all about giving back and growing the community, mentoring others, not just within the program, but outside of the program. And finally, this is for you. If you genuinely believe that investing in your own personal development, not your qualifications, but investing in yourself, will help you get those results faster, because time is precious. And a lot of us take time for granted. I think we've got all the time in the world. Regardless of how old you are, we don't. So it is for you if you've got a busy life and work, because everyone that does the program, they have busy lives and they work and they've got lots of stuff going on. If you have a family, you've got lots of stuff going on. I have 2 kids, aged 2 and 4. I remember when I did a coaching program, I was pregnant with one of them. You've got a chronic health condition. I'll tell you a story about that. For you, I've got a chronic health condition that I have to manage around this. And it's also for you if you don't have any of these, right? So Nikki is, she's a consultant psychiatrist, and she sadly went on long-term sick leave due to catching COVID at work, like a lot of doctors do. She had a powerful realization as a result of this. When she stops working, or she's forced to stop working, her income should not have to stop with it. So she really needed to create a sustainable career, an opportunity that worked around her health while still allowing her, enabling her to thrive. So through the Doctors in Industry Fellowship, she actually discovered an opportunity with us, or through Medic Footprints, that she might never have considered before. Right, one that aligned with her skills, her values, and her need for flexibility so she could manage her health. And by embracing this, she was not only able to build a career that works for her, but now she's back in action, still managing her health, but also in a leadership role, right? Leadership as a team leader in a growing business. So this proves that the right opportunities really exist when you're open to them. So Nikki's story really proves that the right support, mindset, and time and network really creates possibilities beyond what you would have ever imagined. So, by the way, this is for you if you change your mind on what you want to do. Lots of doctors do that. So this isn't one of those programs where you have to come in with like a fixed set idea, because the same formula works regardless of what you want to do, whether it's clinical, whether it's non-clinical, whether it's industry, whether it's public sector. this is what's great about it. It's a pathway, it's a formula, it's a framework that you can leverage and apply to pretty much anything. And just remind you, Gordon, when he came in, he wanted to do pharma, and that changed to music health tech. Same pathway, same approach, and really thriving in his career. So it's really important as doctors that we stop blaming the system and our circumstances, right, for some of the challenges that we face and some of the challenges that healthcare has. And we're really looking for doctors who are taking charge and taking care of their lives, their careers, and their narratives, because in doing that, it will take care of you. So, what does this involve again? This involves Doctors in Industry Roadmap, which is we've talked about, which also includes the well-being and money element. We talk about well-being a lot. This is not about burning out. It's about looking after yourself. And money, because we're financially illiterate, and in order to earn more money, you need to be able to talk about it. And that's what I do in the program. I talk about money a lot. You've got your 12-month fellowship ecosystem, including ongoing support. You've got 2 exclusive in-person events a year. Our last one was a HealthTech company in London. The next one at the Houses of Parliament, right? Influence Mega, one of the most iconic venues in the world. And bi-monthly group masterminds. We've got bi-monthly Ask Me Anything. There's lunchtime drop-in sessions, exclusive 3 years worth of content on our exclusive modules. We've got mentorship and buddy support. So there's a lot there, right? And that value is, if you really add it up, and they're all separate, it goes beyond 40K. And this picture is Carla. So Carla, a GP trainee, she felt stuck and uncertain about her career path and was battling with health issues, like we all are when we go on this journey. Burnout. She knew she wanted more, but wasn't sure how to move forward. So with our coaching, mentorship, and ongoing support, Carla gained the clarity and confidence that she needed to carve out a career that truly aligned with her values. So she went from uncertainty to building her own coaching business for women physicians, creating impact on her own terms. And her transformation did not stop there, right? She grew in confidence and visibility, and she landed a keynote speaker opportunity at Santander, positioning herself as a leader in physician well-being. So from burnout to business owner and keynote speaker, Carla's story proves that the right support turns uncertainty into opportunity. And also during this time, she moved from the UK Isle of Man to Jamaica and back, right? So for this program, we offer you, because we've seen it work time and time again for the right doctors who consistently engage in the program. So we offer this guarantee, right, on securing an industry career, because we know it works. We've seen it work when doctors fully engage and follow. So results, that's what we're here to help you get results. So if a doctor hasn't landed an industry role by the end of the program, our guarantee says we will continue to support you until you do for at least 3 months, reevaluating what went wrong in the process and what went right, and really focusing on that area. So, with this program, our success is measured by your success, right? We don't want people to come on who won't be able to make use and leverage the program to get the successes that they came to get. So just remember, what do doctors do to get successful, right? So most doctors started without a LinkedIn profile, they all seem to have their moment of truth, and LinkedIn is not essential for this program, by the way. So we don't actually focus on LinkedIn because real results don't come from just relying on social media. That's the reality of it, right? We prioritize warm existing networks and the high value industry connections that we provide, because true career breakthroughs, they come from relationships and meaningful conversations, and not just about being online all the time, right? So we also have doctors who, they've taken action. We've talked about that. We've shared their journey. They've also mentored, and they've put in time during the week, small amounts of time, half an hour, on a regular basis, right? It's a consistency that compounds. And remember, everyone started from this, being an introvert, afraid of putting yourself out there, imposter syndrome, time poor, no confidence, no social media. No, we've all been there. We also offer a 14-day money-back guarantee. So it's really important that you're able to try this program for yourself and see if it's a good fit. Talking about it, thinking about it, reading about it, it won't really truly give you the best understanding until you're actually in it and doing it. So if you decide it's not the right fit, you can request a refund minus the value of any of the aspects of the program that you've already used within 14 days. So no hassle, it's just commitment to real results. So the investment, we call this an investment. We don't call it a price or an expense because it's about long-term career growth and earning potential, not just a one-time cost that you forget about like we tend to do for our tick box qualifications. So an expense is something that you pay for and then you move on. And an investment is something that pays dividends over time, right? So this isn't just about getting a job. Getting a job is one of the outputs, right? It's about building a high-value career where you always know how to position yourself, negotiate better, and stay ahead of the competition, right? So right now, the investment in this program is at $7,995. It starts at $7,995, and payment plans are available, and it starts with a $299 deposit. Because this isn't just another course, right? This is not it's not an academic course either. It's really about your commitment to building a sustainable, high-value career for the rest of your life. Think about it. 1 year of med school costs $10,000, and that's just 1 year, right? And most doctors never hesitate to pay that, whether it's through your loans, student loans, or anything, because they see it as a necessity, right? And this program is no different, except it's designed to help you transition, grow, and thrive for the rest of your career and life for decades to come. Right, and this is just the beginning. As I said, leaders and industry experts, they continually invest to get results faster, to gain an edge and accelerate success. So this isn't a one-time expense, it's a habit of high achievers, right? And I am one of those people. I was faced with the crossroads not that long ago, actually, of spending over £25,000 on my own personal development. So this was not another qualification. This was a coaching program for a year. And I got pregnant at the start of it. So I had first trimester exhaustion and a growing belly, but really, really motivated. And I was like, I don't have the money for this. But I thought, right, I've got to give this a go. This is do or die for my business, for my career, but most importantly for my mission in supporting 1 million doctors across the world. Like, that's what drove me. And let me tell you, if I did not find the money, I would not be here talking to you today. I would not have been able to help thousands of doctors in this, and I would not have been able to show you the way of how to really position yourself in a sustainable career. Right? I wouldn't be doing it. I wouldn't be showing you. I wouldn't be telling you. I would not be spending my time, right? And that is what happened to me. And I can tell you that's what's happened to a large number of the doctors that I've mentored since then. So, as I mentioned, doctors who commit to this program don't just land industry roles, negotiate higher salaries, right? So one doctor in this program negotiated a 30k salary increase, simply because they knew how to position themselves. Another outpaced the competition by leveraging their network and industry insight. Another avoided costly mistakes, lots of them do actually, because they don't spend their time wasting months applying with ineffective CVs. A lot of doctors think, I'm just going to focus on my CV and that will fix it all. It doesn't. Settling for pay cuts, because at the end of the day, these doctors, they understand that they need to position themselves, and that is the answer to getting ahead, right? So this program, it really gives you the formula to get ahead of the competition. So these kind of events, Houses of Parliament, that's our next one. And these are some of the previous ones. There was one at Google on the top left, and one at some health tech companies. You know, we really go big and influential, and we have a really great, exciting time. So remember, if you are seriously wanting this, right? Seriously wanting this, wanting change, right? You have to change your game to get different results, right? The medical game. We played a game to get into medicine. That was a game, right? That had its own rules. That same game does not work here. This is a different game, right? So if you're after time, flexibility, financial stability, full control, you want to work less, and you're purpose-driven, change your game. So with our proven roadmap, which catapults doctors into high-value industry careers at a faster rate, we help doctors achieve a 100% success rate if they engage consistently in the program. So the steps are, you apply, right? So it's a simple application form. We have an automatic approval system for the basic applications, and then you're invited to an interview or a strategy call. Some select people are invited to enroll directly. If you're like, hey, I've seen it, I've read this, I've spoken to people, I want to go now, right? And you get a bonus for doing that. And then once you've enrolled, you will get access to everything. The resources, the community, you'll get allocated a mentor buddy, you'll get your roadmap strategy, you'll get everything, including the career that you want. So just quickly running through some of the common worries we all have as doctors. I like to be radically open about, these worries. They're here and let's talk about them. That's what we're here for. So don't have enough money. Right, as I said, if I stuck with the not having enough money, I would not be here talking to you. And a lot of doctors, they really feel this as well. Like, this is not uncommon. We live in a really difficult time, right? Especially with some of us who still are underpaid, right? But I know the doctors that have overcome that barrier, they have thrived and made their money back. So when I talked about my 25k investment, I made that back within a few months. And that has paid dividends for years since then, right? Okay. So afraid of fail. So the only way to fail is to do nothing, right? So even if you hit challenges, failing is part of your learning and you will surpass them. Some doctors are afraid they'll actually succeed, which is a genuine fear. We all have that fear. It's uncomfortable, but it's a sign that you're stepping into your potential. Some doctors say, I'm too busy, I don't have enough time, I've got an opportunity that's on my lap. And yeah, like, we're all busy, right? But doctors who transition, they make smarter choices. They don't find more time. They just make smarter choices and decisions with the time that they already have, that they can actually allocate to this journey, right? And we know that doctors, sometimes they start with an opportunity. Like, I've got an opportunity, I don't need this. But they've got the opportunity. They don't have the strategies. They don't have the sustainability. They don't have the network. The challenges don't end when you get a job. And also, you're going to move on from that job at some point. You need to grow. You need to be promoted. Do you have the skills and strategy to know how to do that, right? And position yourself, because you're always having to feed in to yourself and invest in yourself as you grow. For a lot of doctors, it feels like it's a big leap, which it is, right? It should feel like a big leap. But for every doctor who's made it, they've come out stronger, healthier, more fulfilled, happier, and like deeper pockets, right? So you don't have to do it alone. So this is Maria. She joined the program literally a day after giving birth, right? A day. And a few months later, she got a pharma job, she negotiated her salary. She negotiated her salary really well, despite having a very small baby. Other worries, I don't want to leave medicine entirely. Good, because this is not about leaving medicine. A lot of doctors like to do medicine as well, continue to practice in clinical practice. Like myself, I'm still a clinician. Some doctors want to leave entirely. Some doctors want to do a bit of both. It's completely up to you. Part-time, sometime, anytime. Right, it's about creating options so you have control of your career. You might want to read more detail. That's great, because as doctors, we're quite thorough. We like to read the T's and C's for everything. But don't let more research, more reading, more thinking be another way to delay and procrastinate. Right? Clarity comes from actually stepping into it, not in this analysis paralysis. You might want to think about it some more, and that's fair. But be honest with yourself. What exactly do you need to think about? Some doctors, me included, we like to think ourselves out of things. I do that quite a lot, by the way. So the longer you wait, the longer you stay in the same place. So doctors are the ones that actually just take action when they, and especially when they're not feeling 100% ready. Like, don't go for 100%. Usually I go for 50. What will my friends and family say? Sometimes family members, you're worried that they won't understand. But from experience, a lot of family members, especially with the doctors going through this program, they're 100% supportive and they want them to succeed because they've seen the impact that not moving has had on them, right? Some doctors say I'm too junior. We've got medical students on this program and we've seen them land opportunities, or too senior. We've seen doctors like Jerry, who 25 years of working on metabolic health, occupational health physician, GP, really building his business on his passion, right? It doesn't matter. Seniority does not count here. It's the passion and motivation that does. Some people don't know what to do. 65% of our fellows don't know what to do when they start. But many are able to gain clarity in less than a week simply with the ecosystem and support. Clarity is everything and support is everything. And the key is in taking action. Some doctors come with an industry career ready-made, ready-going, business or job. And even doctors in industry have gained real substantial benefits with this. They learn how to elevate, not just exist, through negotiating higher salaries, better contracts, expanding their opportunities, moving from junior to senior leadership positions, creating multiple income streams, leveraging their expertise for consulting, speaking, and advisory work, becoming industry thought leaders, establishing their authority through media features, keynote speaking, and high-level networking. Being in industry is just the starting point. Knowing how to leverage it strategically is what sets you apart. So apply now. What are you waiting for? If this resonates, if this is like, this is what I've been looking for, if this is like, this sounds like what I've been looking for, just apply. Your investment is to help you achieve flexibility, financial stability, and full autonomy for years to come. We want doctors who are motivated and are at the forefront of this movement, who see themselves as leaders without needing to be given a role or a title as a leader. Because as doctors, we all are leaders. And it's about time that we all stepped into leadership in order to maintain our status as doctors and really redefine and own what really being a doctor is all about. I'll see you in the fellowship.